in the residual part, in the intel one, achieve the complete the the 5 part. So to never experience death, to overcome total overcome death. In the according to Maya and the path, the paramedian path, then or if one reached the exalted path, for example the rising path, the third from the 5 paths to achieve 5 Mahan paths to achieve enlightenment, third the Mahan rising path. By actualizing that, then one, as it mentioned in the teachings, the exalted being has completely abandoned suffering, rebirth, all age, sicknesses, and death. So until one reaches after that the third Mahan path, the rising path. Otherwise, one has to after birth, one has to die, go to the circle. Then by in the high tantra path, you see, then one achieves clear light, and especially clear light meaning. Then one has completely overcome this cycle of death and rebirth at that time. So until one achieves any of those paths, you see, where you can overcome completely cycle of death and rebirth. Until one achieves one of those level of paths where you can completely overcome cycle of death and rebirth. Until that, then one has to go through the cycle of death and rebirth. You see, but here, so it is a life obstacle. You see, untimely death, causing untimely death. So if the causing this, if the untimely death is happening due to negative karma, by having engaged in some unrighteous action in karma, then solutions to purify the karma, to engage those various practices of purification. Then doing prostitution by reciting 34 Buddha's name or Vajrasattva, so those kind of offering burning the practice, those kind of very powerful. From the Lama Tsongkhapa's golden Dharma, it's one of them. However, and then especially most powerful one during bring hardships, obtaining advice of guru or offering service. Those are most powerful. Like Milarepa, building the tower 3 times by himself alone and tearing down, as he was advised to tear down by himself alone, putting the stone back where he brought from, and then again building up to, so like this he did 3 times by himself alone without any helper. So including those, and then each time when the Marpa beat him, scolded him, when he appeared in the teachings along with the other people, scold him, kick him out. However, all this, not giving teaching for a long time, not giving actual teaching for a long time, but the way Marpa treat him or guide him in that way at the beginning for many years before the teaching is given. So those building each time building tower, so that includes many how to say, millions, billions of offering mandala, and during prostration, you see many millions of prostration. So those services, what Milarepa did, it included all these traditional the practice, many millions or billions, you see, that it includes. So what nowadays is done, so doing many numbers of these preliminary practices, but in the case of Milarepa, there was no such a story like this, haven't done all these many billions of these and millions of this practice, many thousands of this. But all these preliminary practices included within that, building the tower. And each time Marpa scold him, purifies so many lifetime in karma, so many eons in karma, each time beat or scold. So Marpa himself is an enlightened being, Vajtara, or say, Hiruka. However, even though appeared, even though for ordinary beings appeared as ordinary kind of like couple, working in the field, having farm like that, but however in the reality enlightened being, so like that. For example, such a Pandit explained, Gaba Tongdo Parol Chimbisu, Godang Kangla, Dobotongso, Lamel Landi, Kichika Dus. So, for 1,000 eons, you practice, you see, paramita. You make charity, you see, head, the legs, and the hands, and even the merits that you collected by making your body charity to others, you dedicate person to them. Godang Kangla, Dobotongso, Gabatong, Parol Chimbisu, Godang Kangla, Dobotongso, Lamel Lamdi. So, for 1,000 eons, you practice these 6 parameters like this. Charity, charity. You give your limbs, your body to us. Even the marriage dedicated for others in the charity for 1,000 years. But in the path of the Guru, you collect all this merit in 1 second. For 1,000 years, you practice the parameters, charity. For 1,000 even you may charity your body, limbs, your body to others. Even the marriage, you keep also. You see, how much merit you collect, see, but on this 1,000 even, for 1,000 even, it can collect all this much merit, you can collect in 1 second. When you do, when you obey Guru advice, when you offer service to Guru, so in 1 second. As I mentioned before, by offering even a glass of water or bucket of water or to wash, offering bath, so a bucket of water or even a glass of water, offering to Guru, you collect far more greater merit than having it offering to numberless Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, However, Dharma Sangha, that to say. So in that second, Then there's I'm finished quotation. Rinpoche gawa gomshians. So Rinpoche, so therefore offer service, Rinpoche, therefore offer service to Guru and gawa gomshians. Then rejoice. Oh, with all this gawa gomshians, so rejoice, maintain on rejoicing. You know, you see all this merit what you collect in 1 second. You see, 1,000 you practice charity to give your body, limbs to sentient beings. Even the marriage you deliver to the sentient beings. Now here all that much merit you collect within a second about offering service to Guru within a second. So therefore, our service and Rinpoche gawa gomshian, so rejoice. Maintain rejoicing. So that. So say. So by offering a cup of tea, then you see you collect more merit than having offered tea to all the Buddhas, all the numberless Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Then, as I mentioned before, send Buddha Dhamma Sangha, the numberless statues to the scriptures, including all those. So that also all those are small. Here, so they offer even a cup of tea to say to Guru. There was a virtual friend that quite far more great merit as the virtual friend is the most among the powerful holy objects, the most powerful one. So very unbelievable powerful purification that also with the compassion being hardships to work for other sentient beings. With compassion, then being hardships to work for other sentient beings. So one collect also it's a very powerful purification. So that if the untimely death is happening due to the karma, so that this being hardship, doing as a service to Guru, or obtaining the advice that yes, so advice is to retreat or to service to others. What is Dharma Center or other activities? Other activities, serving others, whatever. So like that. So other ones with compassion, being hustlers, or service to others. Then the untimely death doesn't happen. Due to shortage of merits, if the untimely death happens, then one collects that merit. Then due to shortage of due to the untimely death happens due to shortage of life, then one take long life initiation. Recite long life mantra, do this mantra, make a long life, do this cha-cha. Then say as mentioned here by liberating the to increase to how to have long life. So Cuba like that, they didn't saw the panda, saw that several little, sitting on the tuberculosis. So other people who are going to be killed, or maybe people who are going to be executed, those are people who are suicidal, who want to kill oneself. See, not necessarily was executed, but people who want to kill somebody who had bad thoughts, somebody it will to kill somebody, and people who are suicidal who want to kill oneself. So those somehow, you manage somehow to have free from danger of death. You see, by consulting them, by giving advice, then say free from death. So then liberating animals from who are going to be killed for food and for different purposes. Who are going to be killed, then you liberate, you buy and then liberate them. You see, those who live in the water, those in the forest, like that, have worms in the ground. So liberating others from, say, being killed. Those who are dying starvation, giving food, or give medicine, then causing them a long life. So this, those become because you cause others long life, so that causes you have a long life. So protecting others from harm, protecting others from receiving harm, and they also become cause of your long life. During service to sick people, poor people, sick people during service, giving and giving food, clothing, or medicine, or those cause of long life. Cause that karma affects to you. It affects you. So it causes you to have long life. Then Golden Light Sutra, also in the Golden Light Sutra, it is mentioned the two causes for long life, or there is an abandon killing. So yourself abandon killing. So if you kill others, including it doesn't have to be large animal or human being. So worms or any sentient being, insects, so in mosquitoes or any insects, you see. So any sentient being, see anyone who has mind. So you abandon killing them. So if you kill them, it causes shortage life. It causes shortage life. Not only this life, but causes shortage life. So like this, it is said in the teachings that if you kill one, say, if you kill one sentient being, whatever it's chicken or what it's flies or mosquito, whatever. So as the coming result, you will be killed 500 lifetimes. So because karma one negative karma action killing, you see, that has a result, that has a result, you see, you have to experience that 500 lifetimes you will kill by others, you see. So that, because karma is expandable, even this one time, even it's only one time killing, but its karma is expandable. See, it has karma is much more expandable than the external, see, the seed. So you plant one small, the size of juniper seed, you see, then then you get a huge trunk and then a tree, the huge branches that covers 500 horse carriage, chariot or carriage. Like that in India, there's the tree, the pine tree, what's it called? So like that, it's more, the karma is much more expandable than that. So one has to experience the result over and over again, many lifetimes. So it is said by Ayadeva, Pandit Ayadeva, if you cheat one sentient being, you will be cheated. You will be cheated 1,000 lifetimes. If you cheat one centimeter, you will be cheated. You will be cheated 1,000 lifetimes. So we have to understand that. So, we have to understand. We have to relate our daily life experiences that anyone praises, anyone say nice things, anyone praises to you, so that then it makes you happy. You see, so that pleasure comes from virtuous action, from your own virtuous action, past. You see, then somebody criticizes to you, provoke you, somebody criticizes you, and then from that you get unhappiness. See, so that unhappiness, see, by hearing somebody criticizing, so that that's a result of one's own past need karma. So whatever happens in one's own life, bad and good, how somebody abuses you, some whatever, somebody disrespect you, somebody respect you, however others treat you, whatever life, bad, good, happy, unhappy one experiences, everything is come from one's own karma. The karma created in the past before one experiences the result. So so therefore, for example, for example, there's a common story that happened. Two people went to look. One family cow was lost, so I think the two people went to look for cow. So then the two men saw a monk. The two men saw a monk cooking meat in the big pot. Cooking meat in this big pot. But in the view of the monk, he's dyeing the cloth in a red color. He's making to make a robe. You see, he's dyeing the cloth into red color. You know, it's not meat at all. It's a clothing that's dying. But these two men who came to look for cow, you see, the monk was cooking big meat, in the cow. So, you see, in the view of these two men, complete meat. The view of the monk is no meat. There's no one such meat. He's making cloth in red color. So how much the monk said is not meat couldn't help at all. But two people could see the meat. So the monk had to go to prison, even though it's not meat. So because the two men could see meat, you see. So he was in prison for 6 months. So why? Because one of the past life of the monk is he was king. And then while he was watching scenery, some dance or whatever, while he was watching scenery, he was kind of distracted by that, so much focus on that. So somebody lost cow. Somebody lost cow, and then the king had one minister. So the minister, I think maybe didn't like one person, didn't like one person. So the minister gave wrong information to the king, or this person has stolen cow, so punish. So the king, while he was busy, so focused on the scenery, So the king said yes. The king just without checking, he easily accepted yes. So then that man was put in prison 6 days. But he didn't steal cow, but the minister didn't like him, so the minister, told the king, this man has stolen cow. So the king was so focused on watching the dance and whatever the scenery. Then he said, he just simply said yes. That man to be punished, you see, put in prison. So he was put in prison in 6 days, like that. And so after some time, the king was born as a monk. Then as a result, you see, accepted as that the person did a mistake. He stole a cow and killed, you see. So later when he became a monk, he was dyeing clothes, you see, in red color. But you see, these two men who came look for cow, they see only meat. This monk was cooking meat. So that's the coming result. You see. So he had no choice. He had to go to prison. So that. So in Ganden Lha Sutta it says two cause for long life is abandon killing and then giving food to others. It says. So in Nepal, Solukhumbu's many remote area where Geshe Lama Kuncho did many years of retreat there, Zoom, in the middle of a cave, those many parts of Nepal. You see, this one Lama, Dupa Rinpoche, his past life, when those different places, he was Haramba Geshe from Debu Monastery, but he took teachings from all the 4 traditions where High Lamas practiced. Great. He did 2,000 units. This Lama did 2,000 units, and he had a disciple who did 3,000 units in the life, not counting from different life, but in one life. And he had many disciples who did 2,000 units. There are few who did 3,000 units. So this Lama had unbelievable. The life story is just mind-blowing. So anyway, so he went around these places and then gave teaching, so much teachings in Tibet and those in Nepal, those remote areas. So then he made law. He told the people to not hunt animals. So still that constitution cannot hunt, animals. So it still exists. In Sulukhumbu still has. So if the police they find somehow they still is there, and they find somebody hunting in the forest, you see, then they catch, punish. But I think Sulukhumbu is now quite a bit degenerated. But it's many parts of Nepal still like that by the kindness of this Lama. So the whole, I say, many parts of Nepal like that. You see, this Lama went and he made law, advised people, made law that to not hunt, cannot kill animal, not only hunt but cannot kill. So the leaders they follow to this. So there's incredible benefit to so many sentient beings. So like he is talking, you see, say what different things we can do, cause long life to others. By the way, even you don't expect, you are doing this for your long life. Even you don't have that motivation, but it just naturally, there's a calming effect happens. I think recently, Lama he announced how many people how many people to make vow to be vegetarian, and other whole life or up to a certain number of years, to become vegetarian for a long life. He's known as the Lama, and I think probably probably he included also Mickey Mouse. Long life. So how many people would went about to be vegetarian for a certain number of years? So 6,000 days. How many? No, but how many people did that? There was a certain number of people who did that. Yeah. So Lama had a great success. I think there was quite a lot of, there was a big number who did that at about 6,000 days. Especially in the restaurant, when you go to a restaurant, there is lobsters, alive in the water there. See, when then somebody order, then the cooks come and pick up and then put in the hot water. But if the person didn't order, then if the people didn't order, then they don't have to be burned, cooked in the hot water. See, even though already such a tiny place they kept, there's not much they can, work around to see. Already so much suffering. And then small, so many, they shell so many small animals. I'm not sure whether they were alive before they fried. I'm not sure whether they were alive or not, but because of one person's food, so many goes inside. One person's food, so many sentient beings goes inside, So that's very frightening. That each one is like yourself. Their life is so precious. Their life is each one. Don't want the suffering, don't want happiness like oneself. In regards to importance, and they also regard their life important to see. So then one person's food, so many of those small assets or sentient beings goes one person's food. So it's a kind of but it's kind of particularly if they were alive before the order, if they were alive, then that means they all have to die before you, because you order, they all have died. But even they are not alive before you order, but one do become part of their consequence. One do become part of reasons the restaurant to bring, to buy many animals. You see, not the main part, because you are one person, but become a small part of that. So if there's if there's a big number, who become vegetarian, then you see they will make less. They make less. There's less killing, you see, for the people. So more peace for the animals. More animals have peace, then the human beings create less need karma. They too benefit. So otherwise, these human beings who are now killing those animals or frying those animals alive, then next lives they will be born like that so many lifetimes, many 100,000 lifetimes. Then they will be fried, they will be cooked. So similarly, then they will have to suffer the consequences. So that, but at least, even one can't give it up completely. Or trying to make less, trying to make less, or when when we eat, when we eat meat, always make sure you recite mantra, those powerful mantra, and you blow, you recite. I mentioned the 5 powerful mantra the other night. So you recite, even not all 5, of them, like such as Michuba mantra, Namjalma mantra, they're short and long. So you recite at least short one. So Milarepa mantra, there's the liberating animal, helping the dying person. See, there's a Milarepa mantra and some of those mantras there. So Milarepa mantra is very short. So it has power to purify the karma and to the higher. But so anyway, that which is very easy to recite, 21 times or 1 mala, or hamala, or 21 times, or some number anyway. Then the other whatever. Then this Amagapasha, Amagapasha, the stainless pinnacle mantra, Ombemo unis ka Pimalo. So that one is extremely powerful. I mentioned already. So recite some mantra and blow by thinking the animal who died or who suffered. By thinking that if you recite any of these 5 powerful cherish mantra, so it liberates the animal from the lower realm. Then you blow on the top of the meat. If you blow, then it purifies the karma again. So at least they get some benefit from you. By the way, eating meat, then if you do that, so you are able to see they get some benefit from you. So with strong faith in the power mantra, purifying it karma, immediately liberate them from the Lord and like that. And dedicate your chant mantra blow, then you dedicate it. Make this animal be liberated immediately from the lower realm on pure land where the animal can become enlightened or receive perfect human body and achieve enlightenment as possible by meeting minor teachings. So that is very good. So so if one rejoice because it's delicious, like that, if one rejoice, then like the story, coming story, the I think 12 I think 12 tips. I think maybe 12, I'm not sure. Tips came. They have stolen cow, and they came to one mother's house to make food. So they made food with this cow's meat. You see, they killed, stolen. They have stolen. However, they killed, and they gave the mother the food, and the mother enjoyed very much the meat food, the cow meat. She enjoyed very much. She rejoiced. How wonderful it is. So what happened was I'm not sure in that life or another, that life or another life. Maybe in that life, latter part of that life, maybe. I'm not sure. So what happened was, one minister, I think, maybe didn't like her or something. So anyway, the king punished her. King punished the mother. It might be, her children, grandchildren, maybe children of children might be like that. However, say, 32. So all the children, their heads were cut, punished, you see, by the king. Punished, cut. Then she had to carry the 32 her children heads. She had to carry. The mother had to carry all the heads. So they punished her. So they let her to carry all the heads of her children, all these, and to take back to home. So there was a in the past life, maybe in that early life, not sure, rejoiced. And they were 32. I think not 32. It's not a cow. 32. Maybe the teeth. Maybe they were the 32 teeth or something like that. So they killed one cow. Then they made food at her house. So they gave food to her, and she rejoiced. They made that the 32 people did this, killed the cow, and they made food. And she rejoiced. So because she rejoiced, so then she experienced this suffering result. This incredible, life she experienced. So rejoicing creates a very heavy karma like that. So if one rejoices, they also like this. Can experience a heavy, result suffering. This I'm using this as an example. Doesn't mean one will experience exactly like the mother, but just heavy suffering result by rejoicing. So this is lineage. Also, when if we are keeping if we are giving food to the birds around the house, you keep bird feeder. So the bird, as much as they eat food, then they will eat less worms. Also when the stomach is full, they take rest. They sleep a little bit. They sleep a little bit and take rest. So as much as they eat food, then they will eat less worms, insect. So then those worms, insects have longer life. See, so this, if you think this way, it also becomes feeding the bird, those who eat other other insects, other living beings. So it helps also. It also becomes a liberating animal. You don't actually buy, but that happens naturally. So there are many. So there's many different ways, that you can do the practice of liberating animals, like that. First, before taking the initiation, to have pure mind, mental commitment, then oneself all sentient beings have been experiencing general suffering samsara up to now, from beginning to birth, and particularly till Lord Limits, the various sufferings oneself as sentient beings have been experiencing. Still difficult to see the end of the general suffering samsara, particularly the sufferings of the lower realm. So this since one took the birth in this samsara, in this impure, this samsara, away about one get reborn. In the samsara, so in the impure samsara, wherever one takes birth, is in the realm, see, which aggregates. So human beings aggregates, there were the sura, asura, hell, and predator animal. So whichever realm of the aggregates caused by delusion karma, contaminated seed of disturbing thoughts. So the wherever one takes birth, it's the originator of suffering. With whomever one company is a friend of sufferings. Receive suffering. Then whatever one enjoy in samsara, or whatever sense enjoyment, it's only one is it's only enjoyment from it's only enjoyment from that one receives suffering from. So there is no happiness at all in the samsara. And Mitya Buddha explained that the dirty there's no good smell to the there's no good smell coming from the dirty, and so like that the hell hungers animal and hell hungers animal, human being, deva 5 do not have happiness. So it means like you see caca in excrement caca, the excrement doesn't there's no good smell coming from it, see. So from the caca there's no good smell coming, there's no good smell coming from, you see. So like that the hell hunger goes animal, human being, deva, so far do not have happiness at all. Those samsara aggregates. And then mentioned in the Mindfulness Sutra, the hell beings are tormented by the hellfire. Yes, hunger ghosts are tormented by the hunger thirst. Animals are tormented by the being eaten by another one, and so forth. Human beings are tormented by the shortage of means of living, and the devas are tormented by the unconsciousness, no awareness. So in this samsara, being in the samsara is like being on the tip of the like sitting on the tip of the needle. Being in the samsara is like sitting on the tip of the needle, and there is no happiness at all. There is no happiness at all. So therefore, if one desire happiness, one must abandon suffering. Therefore, if one desire happiness, one must abandon suffering. So, one must abandon suffering means suffering of pain, not only the suffering of rebirth, all this is dead. Not only that, many other sufferings. Then, not only that, then there's some side of pleasure. There's some side of pleasure with suffering or changes. So one has to abandon that. then there's from pervasive compounding suffering, from where the true suffering comes, from where true other suffering comes. That pervasive compounding suffering, that which aggregates. Aggregates. The aggregates is created by delusion karma. Delusion karma. So therefore, this aggregates mind body, and why its nature of suffering is like that. Why it experiences suffering is because it's created by karma delusion. That's one thing. Being under the control of karma delusion, as I mentioned. So all these aggregates in the 6 elements, all the aggregates like that, under the control of karma delusion, even the formless realm, under the karma of delusion, the karma, under the control of karma and delusion. So that's one has always expanded. You see pervasive suffering. Then because they are under the control of karma delusion, so all those are suffering. All these aggregates are natural suffering. All these samsara, all these aggregates are natural suffering. So there can be not a meaning of pervasive suffering. There, the other main one that is the seed of all these aggregates are contaminated with seed of delusion. The imprint, the seed of delusion, all these aggregates contaminated seed of delusion. So because of seed there, so then anytime one can experience problems, the mind, as far as the mind and body, anytime can experience. So it compound delusion arises from that. Then this karmic imprint. So it compounds this life suffering, and it compounds future life sufferings from this seed of delusion. That which is the aggregates contaminated of. So so like this, all the desire realm, formless, all like this contaminated seed of delusion. So that say not only compound this life, not only this life suffering, but it compound also future life suffering. So pervasive compounding suffering. Only then, by abandoning suffering, which includes the three, only then you can achieve ultimate happiness. So that. So therefore, I must be free from the samsara. And then even that, so that's the renunciation, the preliminary, the foundation. So next. As is mentioned by Shantideva, if one does not drop the fire, the burning cannot be stopped. Similar, if you don't let go I, you can't abandon the suffering. Therefore, to pacify one's own suffering and pacify the sufferings of others, give up oneself to others, and give up oneself for others and cherish others. So that all the sufferings, the undesirable obstacles, all comes from the I. How? Then by cherishing. All the collections of happiness, all the goodness come from others. Come from others. From the bodhicitta, the cherishing others, all come from that. So that means all come from bodhicitta, cherishing others. And then bodhicitta came from others. So therefore, so all the ones of past, present, future happiness, all the collection of goodness, everything one receive from others, by kindness of others. So therefore, let go I and only cherish others. So therefore, one has full responsibility to free the numberless sentient beings from the oceans of samsara suffering and cause delusion karma and bring them to enlightenment. Because what they want is happiness, what they don't want is suffering. So so this is what one should do. For success, this first oneself must achieve enlightenment. For that, one needs to exercise path. So therefore, then I'm going to take the long life initiation, as well as to serve for the teaching of Buddha, to serve the teaching of the Buddha, and as well as to serve sentient beings, to do extensive service, to offer extensive service to sentient being. Then I'm going to take the long life initiation for them. However, for the benefit of all sentient beings. The four black Dharma, that is the telling lie to the Guru, then the cunning towards sentient beings, cunning hiding towards sentient beings, then there's criticizing the Bodhisattvas. That then when you see sentient beings are practicing Dharma, collecting a lot of merit, doing a lot of practice, purification like that, then one feel sadness or regretfulness, not wishing that sentiment to practice Dharma. Somebody doing a lot of preliminary practices, able to do a lot of preliminary practices, or able to do lots of retreat, or able to do a lot of studies, Dharma, or able to understand so much Dharma. So then one feel unhappiness of that. So there happened to one time I heard that one nun, she was trying to find every opportunity to trying to finish the water bowl preliminary practice. So every time, whenever the sleep time, she does even 7 water bowls just to finish the preliminary practice. So even has even 7 water bowls. So then there's another student who doesn't normally doesn't do much practice, doesn't do preliminary practices, so then, so he saw this nun, she, trying to finish her practice. every time there's some space, and she does a water balls. So then this other student, so also old student, so they screamed to her, "Don't do it!" Screamed to her, "Don't do water offerings," because he himself was unable to practice. You see, unable to practice. So when you see somebody, doing somebody you see doing so much, then you feel unhappiness. So this student actually, actually kind of shouted to her, say, actually asked her to stop making water balls. So anyway, like that. because he himself can't practice, unable to practice. So when he see doing offering, so then it makes him unhappy. You see. So avoiding for black dharma, practicing for white dharma, so Dharma, more or less the opposite.